This is kingdom view of relationship and marriage. The first point here is that someone always acts and behave nicely to you does not mean they have you in mind. They always make you laugh does not mean they will marry you. Even when they comfort you when you are depressed, that may not really mean they are thinking about you. They look at you with a smile has nothing to do with marriage. This doesn't mean they are bad, they are just doing their thing. That is how their own life is designed. Stop trying to build a house on the air or trying to make a tea with an ocean. You don't have to be harsh on those you won't marry. The Bible commands that you should show love to all, but you must check what you think. Many of us we jump into conclusions so fast. So because each time both of you enters into a text together, he pays for your fee now. That has meant that he wants to marry you. You are writing your biro file, he helps you to pick it. So that means he loves you. Why why are we jumping into conclusion? You cannot say you cannot come to the conclusion that a person loves you until they have confessed their love for you. They must first confess it. Until confession, you can't you can't reach, you cannot say there's a confirmation. Until there's a confession, you cannot say there's a confirmation. Are you there? So one of the things that helps you to confirm love is confession. They must first confess it before you confirm it. Don't begin to confirm what has not been confessed. For the fact that they are showing a kind of nice attitude towards you does not mean they want to marry you. So you have to learn all this so that you will not begin to give yourself unnecessary heartbreaks. No matter how good looking you may be, there are still people that your looks will not impress. If you like, put on a golden suit. There are still some people that will not be impressed by what you put on. Don't feel sad about that. You are designed for a person, and when that person finds you, that's all. Though there are still certain people who will find you to be wonderful, but never forget you need just one of those multitudes, so that you won't start trying to impress people. So your dressing, your look will not impress everybody. But those people that God have designed for you, when they see you, even when what you are putting on is not expensive, they will admire it and they will value it. Another thing to notice, stop lying to yourself. If you are not comfortable in any relationship, then prepare to end it. Stop trying to manage hell. That is not God's destination for you. If the relationship is affecting you, if the relationship is eating you up, don't try to manage it. That is hell already. Don't try to manage hell. Hell is not the destination of God for you. As a lady, that different men approach you daily does not mean the devil is after you. Are you there? It is not demonic. In fact, as a female, if you don't move men, then you need a serious deliverance. Now, moving men here does not mean you have to be seductive. No, just naturally, just being yourself, being natural alone will attract people to you. Are you there? So God have created all men to love women. Even those who do not marry, are you there? Still love women. It is just that by choice they have chosen to refuse to marry. So females, you must learn how to handle that truth. Every female we gain an attraction from a man. Are you there? So you must learn to handle it. For the fact that five brothers or more than that are coming to you to tell them they like you and things like that, does not mean you now have to open the door of your life to all these strange people. No, you need to be able to handle that reality. A female will attract a male. It's a law. Are you there? But you now need to take caution. Not everyone that comes to you should be allowed around you. You must note that. And then when we dress, let's ensure we dress to show, you know, to show who we are. Don't dress to show your nakedness. Are you there? Dress to show who you are. Let your dressing reveal your gender. Are you there? Don't be a male and start dressing like a female. Are you there? Let your dressing show your gender. Let it reflect the real you. When you get married, it is normal to have children. And as a female, you must prepare yourself for that. Don't start looking strange because you have started giving birth to children. Put yourself together and ensure you are looking good always. Let your husband see that let your husband see that, let your husband see that you are as wonderful as you were at first. Some people, especially the women, when they get married, they just lose their guard. They now suddenly become a grandma, tying wrapper here and there, all in the name of I'm pregnant. No, still look good. Don't lose guard. Still be that same wonderful lady you saw before marriage. These are some of the things. They are some of the spices you add to your marriage, and you make it, enjoyable and desirable. Trying to marry someone who is already married is a pure waste of time and energy. Once they are married and you are sure and you have discovered they are married, back off, step away. Don't try to chase somebody that is married. Don't be don't be an enemy. Learn to pray for others. Don't be selfish. By praying for others willingly without grudge, you may be helping your future partner unknowingly. The sick lady you are praying for her healing today may turn out to be your wife tomorrow. Can you see that? That sick lady you are praying for God to heal today can become your wife tomorrow. So when you learn to pray for others, you are doing yourself a lot of good. Now, don't take a man to your family if he has not taken you to his own family. Stop making your parents look like a fool. Are you there? If the man is serious with what he's saying, he will take you to his family. So after he has taken you to his family, then of course, you know that okay, now you know this thing is heading somewhere. So you can now take him also to your family. I hope you get that. Don't think, okay, let's let's go to the next point. One of the most powerful laws of love states that anybody can love and anybody can be loved. Now, one of the most powerful laws of love states that anybody can love and anybody can be loved. You cannot be too bad to love. At least you will love one person. The lady every man chases have a man she loves, and the man every woman chases also have a lady he is chasing. The lady nobody wants to marry have somebody that loves her, and the man that you call ugly also have a lady that is willing to marry him. So anybody can love and anybody can be loved. Can you get that? That's a principle. Now, you must also know that whatever an outsider says about your spouse can never be absolutely correct until it is confirmed from your spouse. Don't start acting on what a stranger is saying. Let your partner's word be more real and true to you than others. What others say about your husband or wife cannot be true until you have confirmed from them. Be a supporter and not an opposition. Somebody came to you and said your husband is a bad man, and the next thing is you begin to act, you begin to relate with him in that picture. That's wrong. That's wrong. You must be able to you must be able to make, don't let the words of an outsider influence you against your husband. Anything they say about your partner that you have not confirmed, that you have not seen, that is not a possibility around them, don't believe it. Are you there? Don't believe it. They can tell you your wife is bad, your wife is. Don't, because of those things you have heard outside, now begin to act strange. That's wrong. In case you are eager for marriage or you desire to marry right, and all those wonderful, decent, and godly people you see around are very much older than you, just in case you have forgotten, there are still people like that who are younger that the Lord have prepared for you. Don't rush. Let your heart be at rest. For instance, you are in an environment where you see a lot of wonderful ladies, very, they are God fearing, but all of them are married. So you now begin to wonder, Jesus, all these people that are God fearing are married. And you now begin to feel like there are no other God fearing people that are not married. That's a wrong thought. If we have married people that have the fear of God, I can assure you, you have more of the unmarried people that have the fear of God. So your responsibility is not to begin to conduct a research. Your responsibility is to keep doing what God says. And as you continue in your obedience, God takes up the responsibility of bringing your partner close to you. Children are meant to be monitored. As long as you are their parent, your decree should be considered by them. Don't give your young ones unnecessary independence. They will grow wings if you do that. That they are through with their secondary school does not make them the lord of the house. Children are bound to misbehave, and that is why parents are there to caution and to correct them. So we need to be careful. We need to be very, very careful. I've seen some parents, the moment their children is done with the secondary school education, they just lose guard. So that child now begins to dictate for the family. That's wrong. You must stay in your place as a parent. As long as they are still under you, your decree must stand. They must, you know, they must they must follow your instructions, provided it's in the will of God. If all the clothes you buy for your children are transparent ones, clothes that reveals their inner organs, then please just know that whatever happens to them is your fault. No wonder sexual purity looks impossible. Some parents are not even helping matters. Your children can be decent in their dressing and still look good. If you don't want them to make the same mistakes you once made, then don't lead them in a wrong path. Decency is important. God intentionally designed a woman and then you know, God intentionally designed a woman and then put a tiny membrane called the hymen on the female's reproductive organ. This membrane is filled with blood. It is a gate created by God, not for any man to open anyhow. When it opens, the blood spills to show that a covenant have been made. Whosoever opens it should be a husband and not a boyfriend or sugar daddy, like many people call it today. The hymen on the reproductive organ of the female is a gate. Only your husband should open it and enter through it. Nobody becomes your husband until they are legally married to you. Be wise and save. Be wise so that you can save yourself from dishonor. Let me quickly say this. You see, your virginity is something to keep and not something to lose. You may be listening to this audience and you are around people that are talking down on it. Go and look, what is this? You don't know things. You are not exposed. If you are exposed, you should do this, you should do that. Don't believe them. The word of God is more better. Are you there? So this is the word of the Lord to you. Your virginity is worth keeping. So don't lose it anyhow. Keep it for the right man. Are you there? And for those of you that have lost it, maybe due to one thing or the other, you can make a decision, to consecrate yourself to the Lord and say, Lord, this will not happen again until I am married. That's all. Our God is a loving God. Once you are ready to make decisions from Him, once you are ready to make decisions for Him, He's ready to embrace you and supply grace in your direction. Another thing to note here is pregnancy is not just a gift, it is something we work towards. If there is no sex, there will be no pregnancy. The same way we work out our salvation with fear and trembling, pregnancy is also worked out with determination. If you are pregnant without marriage, it is not the devil that throws it at you. You picked it by choice. Stop blaming the devil when you need to talk, when you need someone to talk some sense to you. Stop blaming the devil when you need to talk some sense to yourself. Pregnancy is like an equation in mathematics. You can't get the answer if you have not solved the equation. Are you there? Now, don't just love him as a father to your children. Love him as a husband. Are you there? In marriage, don't just love your head as the father to your children. Love him as your husband. Don't just love her as a mother to your children. You should love her as your wife. Make sure your love remains unchanged even when your position in marriage changes. You are not married to the devil. Please enjoy your marriage. It is a gift from God to you, so enjoy it. Happiness is a choice. You can be happy in your marriage even when storms are visible around you. You can be happy in your marriage even when you have problems visible around you. Your challenges must never stop you from being happy. Keep your